Hey guys, what's up? JK, founder and head coach at pornreboot.com here. Today we're going to be talking about how to deal with strong urges. Now, this topic is actually based on a question that was asked by a member of our group coaching program, the Reboot implementation program. And he said that he noticed that there's a very specific time when his sexual urges would awaken. And he's noticed that during his streaks, that this happens at about the same time. But his question was, well, am I going to deal with this forever? Now, obviously, this is a brand new member to our group coaching program because we don't believe in the concept of streaks and we don't believe in sexual urges really awakening. What he's saying is that he gets to a certain point in his reboot where he's either triggered or when he's staying off pornography, he's noticed that he gets to a certain point where he starts experiencing withdrawal symptoms. And many men go through this experience where you stay off pornography for a certain amount of time and you notice that every 7 days or every 2 weeks or every 1 month, you know it's about that time. Now, when you're not using a system and you're just out there with something that you've patched together from reading different books or blogs or watching different videos, but for the most part you're using willpower, what happens is that you have no hope for the future. You're afraid that this is going to last forever. And you still feel that you have no control over this. And that's one of the reasons why he's asking, like, is this going to last forever? Somebody who's grounded in a strong system knows that it's not going to last forever. It's just like somebody who goes to college, but finds college very challenging. And they know that, oh, every certain number of months, there are these exams that you take at the end of the semester and you don't do very well at them. And you're like, am I going to do this forever? No, college is just a system and you know it's going to end at some point. I mean, not the best analogy I could have used, but it's literally the same thing with your reboot. With the porn reboot system, it takes about 1.5 to 2 years for your brain to rewire. And for those of you who are new to the channel, I keep it real, I'm very transparent. There's no magical superpowers you're gonna gain. There's nothing miraculous that's going to happen in a couple of weeks or in a couple of months. There's some awesome changes that you're going to observe, which you're going to be very grateful for, which will help you move forward in life. But the truth is that you've struggled with this behavior for many years. There is no way that you can completely end it in a couple of months. It does take hard work. When you have a system, you're able to predict, this brother in this case, he's able to predict that at a certain time, he gets triggered. But what he needs at this point is he needs, since he's in the group, to start using the coping strategies and the coping tools. And for those of you who are just watching this on YouTube, who are not a part of our group, that's what you need to do as well. You need to start identifying, okay, every 2 weeks or every 7 days or every certain amount of time, I experience very strong urges or I start going through withdrawal symptoms. This is the time where you need to have an accountability partner. You need to make sure that you have some sort of porn blocker on your devices. You need to start taking notes and becoming self-aware of what your triggers are. Finding out whether they have to do with your environment, whether they are biochemical in nature, whether they are based on trauma or some unresolved issue. And you need to start taking action to take care of them if it's based on one of those things. Unfortunately, a lot of guys get to that point where they get triggered and they just fall for it. And once you've slipped, you end up feeling bad for yourself. You go through the restoration period, and the restoration period, if you don't know what it is, I spoke about it a couple of weeks ago. Restoration period of the porn addiction cycle is after you've relapsed. That's when you're like, okay, I'm done. You start deleting all the porn from your device, maybe you clean your history, maybe you reactivate a porn blocker, maybe you go watch some stop fapping motivational videos, maybe you go into a forum and report your slip and try to get accountability. That's just the restoration period. That's something you're doing temporarily as part of a cycle to feel better. It's actually not the rebooting process. And then most men fall into the dormant stage, which means that right after you've done those things and you feel good, You don't do anything else. You don't keep up with your accountability partner. You don't take your porn blocker seriously. You never write down what your triggers are. That's it. You're like, I feel good because I have taken some form of action. And that's how your brain fools you and how you stay stuck in the porn addiction cycle, right? And that's what most men do. And then before you know it, another 2 weeks is up or another 7 days is up and you're triggered again. You need coping strategies. You need tools, something that you can have on hand. Oh my God, I planned for this and this is the tool I set aside. 7 days has arrived, whatever number of days or weeks has arrived. And now it is time for me to use that tool. You're prepared and you can predict because you have a system. So I hope that makes sense, brothers. Listen, I just want to tell you that our YouTube channel is great for getting information. I talk a lot about the why, and I think that's very important for you to understand. But I don't talk much about the how because it takes a lot of time, and I prefer to do that either one-on-one or live in group situations. So if you would like to learn more about the how, well, how do I develop coping strategies? How do I find tools? How do I identify what my unresolved issues are? How do I get in touch with my feelings and my emotions? Well, I highly recommend you start by joining our free Facebook group. And there's a link to join in the description below this video. Also, if you're at a point where you need mentorship, where you feel that, listen, I've tried to do this on my own. I know I'm a smart guy. I do well in everything in my life, but this issue with pornography is the one thing I keep fucking up and I need help. It's okay. It's okay. You're not going to be the first man who has sought out help for something. It's okay to lower your ego for a little bit and just have a chat with somebody who can help you out. And if you want to do that, if you feel that you're at that point, then go ahead using the link in the description below and schedule a call with one of my Reboot strategists to find out if you're a good fit for our program. And if all of that is too much for you, that's fine as well. You can just download a free copy of my ebook. It's called Confessions of a Porn Addict: 7 Secrets of Porn-Free Men. And it's just a basic roadmap to ending your out-of-control behavior using the Porn Reboot system. Thank you so much for watching, brothers, and I'll speak to you later in the week.